Lost in the wild, your instincts crave comfort, warmth, safety, a sense of home. It's natural to want to recreate the familiar, to seek out anything that reminds you of security. When fear and uncertainty set in, your mind clings to what it knows, and that's often the comforts of home. But survival isn't about comfort, it's about staying alive long enough to get out. The wild is indifferent to your needs, and the rules are different here. You have to adapt quickly, or you risk making mistakes that could cost you dearly. The common advice, build a big shelter, start a roaring fire, feels right, but it can be a trap. These actions seem logical, but they're based on comfort, not necessity. In reality, they can lead you down a dangerous path. The wilderness doesn't care how you feel. Every action costs you calories, time, and resources. Out here, your energy is your currency, and you have to spend it wisely. Building a huge shelter or fire might feel good, but it drains your energy in daylight. Resources better spent signaling for help or finding water. The more you work, the more you sweat, and the more you risk exhaustion or dehydration. Comfort can blind you to what matters most. It's easy to get distracted by the urge to make things cozy, but that distraction can be deadly if it keeps you from focusing on survival priorities. Survivors who focus on comfort often waste precious time and energy recreating home, not realizing the wild is unforgiving. They might spend hours arranging their campsite, only to find themselves unprepared when the weather turns or night falls. That big fire, it eats up wood, makes you sweat, and that sweat chills you, putting you at greater risk. You might think you're safer, but you're actually exposing yourself to new dangers, like hypothermia or running out of fuel. Survival is about managing discomfort, not eliminating it. You have to accept that you'll be cold, wet, or hungry at times. That's part of the deal. A little discomfort keeps you alert and efficient. It sharpens your senses and reminds you to focus on what's truly important, staying alive and getting rescued. The best survivors endure hardship, making smart, calculated choices, not cozy ones. They build only what they need, conserve their strength, and always keep their main goal in mind: getting out alive. True safety comes from action, not from feeling good. It's about doing what's necessary, even if it's uncomfortable or unfamiliar. Don't aim to be comfortable, aim to be effective. Every decision should move you closer to rescue, not just make you feel better in the moment. In the wild, effectiveness is survival. The difference between life and death often comes down to the choices you make, so choose wisely. And remember, comfort can wait. Survival can't. Every bit of comfort in the wild costs energy, yours and the environment's. When you're out in nature, it's easy to forget that every small luxury comes with a price. The more you try to recreate the comforts of home, the more you draw from the limited resources around you, and the more you risk exhausting your own reserves. A big fire feels great, but most of its heat escapes into the air, not into you. It's tempting to build a roaring blaze to chase away the chill, but the reality is that you're mostly warming the night sky, not your body. The energy and wood you burn for a fleeting sense of comfort could be better used elsewhere. You burn through wood and calories just to maintain a small bubble of warmth. Each log tossed on the fire is a piece of the forest lost, and every trip to gather more wood drains your energy. In survival, every calorie counts, and every resource is precious. Overworking for comfort, like building elaborate shelters, makes you sweat, and that sweat chills you fast. The harder you push to create a cozy space, the more you risk getting wet and cold, which can be dangerous in the wild. Sometimes, less is truly more. The coziest spot, like a canyon floor, can actually be the coldest, trapping freezing air. What looks inviting at first glance may turn into a trap for cold and damp, sapping your warmth overnight and making survival even harder. Choosing comfort often means fighting the laws of physics and biology, and losing. Nature doesn't bend to our wishes, and the more you resist its realities, the more you risk your safety and well-being. Every branch cut for a soft bed is a resource lost elsewhere. The forest is a delicate system, and what you take for comfort today may be needed for shelter, fire, or food tomorrow. Every calorie spent on comfort is one less for escape or rescue. In a true survival situation, you need to save your strength for what really matters: finding help, staying alert, and making smart decisions. Smart survivors work with the environment, not against it. They use what's already there, minimizing impact and maximizing efficiency, blending into the landscape rather than trying to reshape it. A small, efficient shelter in the right spot beats a big, energy-draining one every time. It's about making wise choices, using less, but getting more out of what you have. Efficiency, not comfort, keeps you alive. In the wild, survival is about balance between your needs and the environment's limits. The less you take, the longer you last. In survival, time is your enemy. Every hour drains your energy, food, and water. The longer you're exposed, the lower your odds. Chasing comfort, building a perfect camp, wastes time you could spend signaling or moving toward rescue. It feels productive, but it's a dangerous delay. Imagine a burning building. You wouldn't settle into a comfy chair, you'd get out fast. The wild is no different. A cozy shelter can lull you into complacency, making you stay just one more day. Each extra day is a risk. Storms, hunger injury. Experienced survivors act fast, staying mobile or making signaling their top priority. Accept discomfort. The only real comfort is rescue. Don't let comfort extend your ordeal. In cold climates, your biggest threat isn't animals, it's hypothermia. Moisture is the cold's best friend. Wet clothes steal your heat 25 times faster than air. Seeking comfort, like building big fires or bundling up, often makes you sweat, soaking your insulation. Once your clothes are wet, they stop keeping you warm and start chilling you. That cozy feeling is a trick. You're setting yourself up for hypothermia. The solution? Stay comfortably cool. Adjust layers before you sweat, not after. Ventilate your shelter to let moisture escape. It might feel less cozy, but dry equals alive. Manage your temperature proactively, not reactively. In survival, dry beats warm every time. Your brain is your best survival tool. Awareness keeps you alive. In the wild, your senses are your first line of defense, and your mind is constantly processing information from your environment. Every sound, every movement, every subtle change in the air can be a clue to what's happening around you. Comfort is a sedative. It dulls your senses and narrows your focus. When you're comfortable, your guard drops, and your mind drifts away from the present moment. It's easy to slip into a false sense of security, especially when you're warm and relaxed. At home, comfort means relaxation. It's a reward for a long day, a chance to let your mind wander and your body rest. But in the wilderness, that same comfort can become a liability. In the wild, it means missing critical signals. You might not notice the subtle signs of changing weather, the distant sound of running water, or the approach of an animal. By the fire, you stop listening for weather changes, search parties, or predators. The warmth and light can lull you into a trance, making you less aware of your surroundings and more vulnerable to danger. The wilderness is always sending signals. If you're not alert, you'll miss them. Nature communicates in whispers and hints, not shouts, so you have to be tuned in to catch them. A sudden silence from birds, a shift in wind, a distant engine. These can mean danger or rescue. Even the smallest change in your environment can be important, and your survival may depend on noticing it. Comfort makes you passive. Awareness makes you active. When you're alert, you're constantly scanning, listening, and thinking ahead, ready to respond to whatever comes your way. Stay a little uncomfortable, sit with your back to a tree, keep your fire small and smoky for signaling. These small choices keep you engaged with your environment and increase your chances of being found or staying safe. Step away from camp to scan your surroundings, move around, change your perspective, and look for anything out of place or new. Don't zone out. Stay connected to reality. Remind yourself to check in with your senses and don't let your mind wander too far. A bit of anxiety is good, it keeps you sharp. That edge of nervousness is your body's way of telling you to pay attention and stay ready. The detail you notice could save your life. A footprint, a broken branch, or a flash of movement might be the clue you need to make the right decision. In survival, awareness beats comfort. Stay vigilant, stay engaged, and let your senses guide you to safety. Survival follows strict priorities: air, shelter, water, food. Comfort tempts you to procrastinate on what matters most. History is full of examples, like the Donner Party, where people wasted time building comfort instead of solving real problems. A lost hiker might spend precious daylight on a soft bed, ignoring the urgent need for water. The next day they're comfortable but dehydrated, and in deeper trouble. Don't let comfort distract you from critical needs. Use the stop method. Stop, think, observe, plan. Identify your immediate threat: cold, thirst, being lost, and act on it. Quick, Efficient action beats cozy denial. Survival rewards those who tackle hard tasks first. Delay is deadly. Prioritize survival, not comfort. Modern gear is great, until it fails. Relying on comfort gear creates a dangerous dependency. Tents tear, lighters run out, sleeping bags get soaked. If your plan depends on gear, you're unprepared for failure. I've seen people stranded when their can't-fail gear broke, with no backup skills. The real antidote is knowledge and practice. Your brain is the only gear that can't break. Learn to build a shelter from debris, start a fire with sticks, find and purify water without a filter. Primitive methods aren't comfortable, but they're reliable. Don't outsource survival to technology. Hope your gear works, but know you'll survive if it doesn't. True preparedness is skill, not stuff. In the wild, your mind, not your gear, is your best friend.